Hey everyone, do you need sleeves for your GLC, standard, or other decks? Well, the Comeback Mechanics have an affiliate code with dual spec TCG accessories. So use our link in the description or enter the code Comeback Mechanics to get 10% off at checkout. Hello and welcome to the Comeback Mechanics October 2025 Gym Leader Challenge Tournament. My name is Cody Hope, and I'm casting for you this feature match between Omar Pastrana with Damage Inc. and Maverick Atterbury with the Mega Boom. The Comeback Mechanics are a competitive team based in Dallas, Texas, and this matchup is from our monthly GLC tournament. As always, a huge shout out to our sponsor, Lone Star Pack Breaks in Carrollton, Texas, who always generously provide prizing for our tournaments.
Join Lone Star Pack Breaks live on Twitch Wednesday through Friday nights to rip into the latest Pokemon sets in English and Japanese, plus One Piece, Weiss, Union Arena, Final Fantasy, and more. LSPB ships anywhere in the U.S., or if you're local, choose in-store pickup at their shop in Carrollton, Texas. Pickup orders are usually ready 1 to 2 days after a stream. Plus, if you're a Pokemon player, don't miss their standard tournaments every Wednesday and Friday at 7:30 p.m. Check out the links below to get in on the action.
Big thanks again to Lone Star Pack Breaks for sponsoring the team. Getting into the games here, Omar is on the left, and he is playing a very cool build of Psychic. His whole goal is to place damage counters on his opponent's Pokemon. He's playing a lot of things like the Monkey Dory, which, oh my goodness, both Dark Energies are prized. That's unfortunate. Starting off on the level ball, and of course we have our Matty Map house rule, where the first time you search your deck you can take a look at those prizes. Helps me for coverage purposes. Don't have to keep asking why isn't Omar getting the monkey and putting a dark on it, right? But you know, the whole point is to kind of put a bunch of damage counters into play using things like Miss Magius, which when it's knocked out puts damage counters on the opponent's Pokemon. You know, its attack puts damage counters. Things like Blacephalon, Cresselia, and the big one is the new Alakazam from Mega Evolution. Has that powerful hand attack, puts 2 damage counters on the opponent's Pokemon for each card in your hand. So that's kind of the idea, is we're messing with damage counters a lot. And Monkey Dory does a big part of it because Omar is playing a suite of stadiums that put damage counters when you play Pokemon. Things like Gapejaw Bog and things like the Risky Ruins. But just kind of a humble start here. Just going to attach to his elf, get that routes, and then pass it over to Maverick. And Maverick's going to start on the Buddy Poffin. He's going to use his Matty Map. And nothing too crazy. We see the Roselia is in there. We see the Zarude. So some like good cards, but nothing that is like crippling to Maverick's strategy. And his strategy is making use of the new Meganium from Mega Evolution. Each basic energy gives double energy, right? It's a little bit better than the old Venusaur as well, which is really nice. And we're still kind of comboing it with the Rillaboom, right? That voltage beat, where for, you know, during each of your turns, you can attach 2 grass energy from your deck to one of your Pokemon. So like really, really good stuff. And his kind of big, cute attacker for this game is going to be the Bramblegast. Has the powerful Needles attack, does 80 damage for each head you flip, and you flip a coin for each energy attached to it. So with that Meganium, you know, can have, you know, a whole bunch of damage. You know, one Rillaboom activation is 4 coins being flipped. Has the potential to go even higher than that. And Maverick gets to make use of the brand new Stadium card from Mega Evolution, the Forest of Vitality. Allows your grass Pokemon to evolve during the turn you play those Pokemon, except during the first turn here. And then Maverick is just going to play the Professor's Research here. He's going to discard his hand, draw a clean 7. Really nice. He's not going to be able to use that Forest of Vitality this turn, but you know, if he can just find it for next turn, going to be really nice to get him into those stage 2s. He can go straight from the basic into the stage 2 if he has the Pokemon in his hand to do it. We do see that I believe he found the rare candy, which is really nice here. Can help him skip straight into the stage 2 anyway. And I see he has the Shaman in his hand. Unfortunately, the Shaman isn't really going to do anything since Omar's whole deck is built around placing damage counters, not doing damage. So that bench barrier style of effect is just not going to be very helpful. We also see Maverick has another great new card from Mega Evolution. He has that Lily's Determination. So here on his next turn, he will be able to shuffle his hand into his deck and draw 8, which rocks. And then we're just going to see the Synthesis attack of Turtwig, going to get a Grass Energy, and just going to go ahead and place it down on that Bramblin, getting ready to get that started. Back over on Omar's side here, nothing crazy for him. I think, though, he gets to play a supporter this turn, which is nice. Trying to get a peek at the hand and see if he's got any crazy supporter cards here. And I believe I see Arven in the hand. No, Crispin is in the hand. And unfortunately, Crispin kind of doesn't do anything because both dark energies are prized. So if Omar plays Crispin, he's effectively just playing a energy search that's his supporter, which is like not great. He's eyeing up this Cresselia off of the Nest Ball makes sense. I think Abra makes a lot of sense as well. Gets to get that Abra out of the deck and start trying to get it set up into that Kadabra and the Alakazam. Really strong abilities too. When you evolve into Kadabra, you draw 2, and then when you evolve into Alakazam, you draw 3. Really nice there. We also see that Omar is like playing the Strange Timepiece. He's not playing Scoop Up Net or anything. Strange Timepiece allows him to just devolve his Pokemon, and you can do any number of stages too. So he could go from the Alakazam all the way back into the Abra, and while he can't evolve for the rest of the turn, he can just draw a bunch of cards throughout the course of the game, which is really nice. We see off of the Nest Ball, we're going to get the Miss Drevius, trying to end up as that Miss Magius. Miss Magius has Spiteful Magic as its ability, where when it is knocked out, you put 8 damage counters on the opponent's active, which is wild. That's a lot of damage. That can knock out certain things depending on how the game progresses, because Omar's trying to put all these damage counters on the opponent, can use that, kind of retaliate immediately, which is really cool, especially if that Miss Magius has something like a Spell Tag or a Vengeful Punch on it. Like, that would be really, really slick. We see Omar is just going to retreat into the routes, and I guess he could do Memory Slip, make it where Turtwig can't use Synthesis is kind of cute. We do see that Omar is not on any stage 2 evolution here. He's not on the Buddy Catch Gallade, no Refinement, Shining Arcana Gardevoir. He's just playing Kirlia as a draw support here. So, he's going to do 10. I assume he is named Synthesis. I guess he could have named Headbutt Bounce, but I don't think Headbutt Bounce is going to do too much. So, not too worried about it. Back over to Maverick here. Let's see what he does here. Going to go up into the Bayleaf, one step closer to that Meganium, which is nice. And let's see. He's got Candy, but I don't think he has Rillaboom in his hand. I don't think he has the Torterra, but I don't know how good Torterra is going to be anyway. Wants to go into Grotle, I think. That Sun-Drenched Shell ability, just so powerful. And yeah, big Lily's Determination. I'm going to be honest, y'all, I've been playing with this card a lot in Standard, and this card is cracked. This card is so good. Shuffling your hand and draw 8. Maverick's going to get to see so much of his deck here, which is just really nice. It's and even late game, people play Cynthia here in Gym Leader Challenge, and Lily is just Cynthia once Maverick takes a prize. And that's still extremely good. We see that I don't think actually Maverick, we see that he found teammates. He found the rare candy back in his hand. So hopefully, he was able to find maybe one of those stage 2 cards, although I don't think he did. I think he just found some more energy cards. I see Revitalizer is in the hand, which is cool. It is a piece of grass support where you can put 2 grass Pokemon back in your hand. I love this in combination with the Forest of Vitality. You can pick up, let's say the Bramblegast gets knocked out. You can just use Revitalizer, pick them both back up, and then just slam the Bramblegast back into play. It's really, really slick. Gonna see, big Heavy Ball. Heavy Ball's nice. Get to search your deck for a Pokemon that has 3 or more retreat cost. That is probably going to be, could grab Grotle here. Grotle makes a lot of sense. Can start using Sun-Drenched Shell to find other Pokemon, or he could even grab something like the Rillaboom if he would like to go Rare Candy Rillaboom. But also, just get the Grotle, because Grotle gets the Rillaboom out of the deck, right? Like, that makes so much sense to me. You kind of get to do both, if you find the Grotle. Now, the other hard part, though, is that the Turtwig is in the active here. So, Maverick probably doesn't want to leave Grotle in the active. Grotle is not a Pokemon you want to get attacking with. So, going from 2 to 3 retreat cost is a little bad. And we did see that, he's got an energy card in his hand. He could attach retreat off of the Turtwig, which I think would be fine. Because, he's probably going to go then grab Rillaboom. Rare Candy Rillaboom can accelerate some energy onto maybe the Tapu Bulu would be fine. I guess the hard part is that with no Meganium, Tapu Bulu can't attack either. And but Tapu Bulu does have a very, very good attack. But that Wood Hammer does 220. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting here. Nope, Maverick is just going to go into the Grotle, going to use that Sun-Drenched Shell ability. And we do see that Maverick is going to use that Sun-Drenched Shell ability. And it's looking like he's just going to grab the Bramble Ghast here, going to go straight up into it. I get this. He doesn't have access to any of his big stage 2s just yet. I do kind of like going into the Bramble Ghast here, starting to get it set up. Especially because I don't think Omar is going to take a knockout on his next turn, right? His board state is pretty weak. It's like I could see Maverick being a little bit afraid of maybe like a Rare Candy Gallade, but he doesn't know that Omar doesn't play the Gallade. So, you're kind of chilling for a little bit here. Like, I don't think Grodle's in danger of being knocked out. So I think that's totally fair to just grab Bramblegast and then kind of, pass it over from there. You're going to get to search for some stuff on your next turn anyway. Omar is just going to lead off on that Hisuian Heavy Ball. I don't think he's got any basics in the prizes. He does not. But, you don't want your Hisuian Heavy Ball just kind of sitting around in your deck. You've effectively thinned a card, and you get to kind of think about, the cards in your prizes again in case you forgot. Though his hand is not good. It's like probably going to have to just play Crispin as like an energy search. And then I see Damage Pump doesn't do a lot here. The Panic Mask doesn't really do anything. Instead, just going to Memory Skip. Yeah, dude, Grotle cannot attack. No Razor Leaf will be happening this next turn. Not going to happen here. And this is just great for Maverick. He just gets to continue to set up here. He gets to use Sun-Drenched Shell again, find another evolution. Oh, and he gets to Level Ball first. I believe Level Ball can get him, I think it's the Thwackey. I think Thwackey has under 100 HP or has 90 HP or less, and it does. And this is the Lay of the Land Thwackey too. If you have a stadium, it's got no retreat cost. Pretty slick here. Or it could even cannot grab anything else. I guess we know Roselia is in the prizes. We've already got all the other basics into play. It's like I guess you can find the Shaman to get the Shaman just out of the deck. Or you can grab that Thwackey. And I do believe Thwackey is in the deck. It is not over in the prizes. I think Maverick's thinking about his hand here. Yeah, he's got the Thwackey because I think I saw the Stadium card in his hand, that Turffield Stadium, which just lets him search for an evolution, which is cool. And yeah, he's thinking about something. Yeah, so grabbing the Thwackey off of the Level Ball, and then it's looking like we're using that Sun-Drenched Shell off of the Grotle. Thinking about what Pokemon he wants to grab here. Really, I don't think Omar's doing anything on his next turn either. Like, he's just kind of been sitting there doing nothing. So I think Maverick just continuing to set up his board. It makes a lot of sense. We know he has the Rare Candy. He could just grab Rillaboom, go into Rillaboom, makes sense. Just, grab the Meganium, evolve it. Why not? Go into the Thwackey. Makes sense as well. And like now that Rare Candy doesn't really, actually that's a lie. Now he has saved Rare Candy for this big forest play, right? Where if let's say the Meganium gets boss KO'd at a certain point, or Rillaboom gets boss KO'd, Maverick can go Revitalizer, pick up the basic, pick up the stage 2, bench the basic, Forest of Vitality, Rare Candy, bang, you're now like just immediately got the stage 2 in play, and you did it off of, just the one recovery card. Didn't have to, do kind of like a supporter-based recovery card. Those tend to be the only ways for you to get all 3 Pokemon back into your hand. Otherwise, you got to do something like a Super Rod where you put it back in the deck, right? So, Back on Omar's side, and his hand is just like not good. It's just not good. Is he gonna memory skip again? I mean, memory skip on Grodel is okay. Now he's just going to retreat back into the Azelf, and the Azelf gets to put 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon that have damage counters on them. But not going to do that. Doesn't want to use the Crispin for just a Psychic. Instead, just going to pass. We're going to see Maverick is going to just, attach to the Grodel, and then here comes the Torterra. Torterra can use that big Evo Press to take a big knockout here. It does 50 damage for each evolution Pokemon in play, which is currently a 4. So gets to knock out that Azelf, take a big prize card here, and now the pressure is on for Omar. Maverick has spent the last several turns just kind of getting the perfect board set up, and now he just is going to kind of ride it the rest of the game. What I love about Maverick's kind of setup here is he didn't need to attach that energy to the Torterra, but he can just hammer in. Even right, like Hammer In technically is doing more damage. No, it's not. Evo Press is doing more damage. But like if the Meganium gets boss KO'd, Evo Press is still just relevant. And we can now retreat the Torterra, right? Because Torterra has 4 energy attached. So Maverick has got the ability to retreat out of the Torterra at any point in time, which is really nice. Big Miss Magius getting evolved up, and going to use Crispin. Just there's no Dark in the deck, unfortunately. So just going to have to grab the 1 Psychic, and he's going to attach it for turn to the Mismagius, right? Crispin says that you have to search 2 energy because the way that Crispin is worded, you put one of the energies in your hand, and then you attach the other. That wording of attach the other means that Omar has to pick an energy to put into his hand. Since he only found the 1 energy, it goes into his hand. He doesn't attach any off of Crispin, but he can just attach the Mismagius for turn, right? Like, totally fine. And now we're going to see a big counter catcher of the Tapu Bulu. And now this Tapu Bulu is kind of locked in the active. It's got 3 retreat cost. It needs 4 energy to attack. And then just going to put 2 damage counters on each of Maverick's Pokemon with the Mismagius. So this is nice where Omar can, like, theoretically, if Maverick got rid of his Sun-Drenched Shell Grodel, he has no way to search Pokemon out of the deck anymore. So if he can't find the Rillaboom, like the Tapu Bulu could be stuck here for 2 full turns, and Omar gets to put 60 damage on Maverick's Pokemon. Like this could be the way for Omar to get back in the game, is kind of punishing Maverick for going into the Torterra and for not just going, well, never mind. Just got that escape rope. He's going to go back into the routes, and then Maverick's just going to big Evo Press for a knockout here. And then, yep, good news here. Omar has found an Ultra Ball. Would have been really nice if the routes got to stick around, because then we could have found Curlia, could have started using Refinement, to start drawing, and then maybe we could find a better supporter that does something. But like right now, I think this is like, it's not the end of the game because Omar gets to find a Pokemon, but like it's pretty close to the end of the game. Like I think his best bet here is like he's eyeing up the Blacephalon, but I don't think he can attach to it this turn. And if he can't attach to the Blacephalon, does it even matter? I think his best bet is probably just to grab Abra and just bench Abra and just go, oh, I got one more out, right? Like Alakazam, Kadabra is now like an out to try to find something my top decks do a little bit more. Level Ball can also find Kadabra, so that's like another out, right? So I guess by grabbing Abra, Omar makes his outs go from something like a Lily's Determination or like Marnie or In to, well, now I can draw those cards, or I can draw some of these ball search cards, which then draws me more cards, which gives me more time to find those or more opportunities to find those. So this like makes sense. I think Abra's kind of the only good one here. If he could grab his Fezandipity, we'd be chilling, but unfortunately he cannot grab that. Not legal in GLC, and also not Psychic. So I think we may just see another attack, just 20 more damage on all of Maverick's Pokemon. So now this damage is not irrelevant. Like I think Omar might be able to even take some prize cards here. It has to go onto the active. So I was going to say like maybe we could knock out this Roselia or something, but like unfortunately you can not do that. And yep, just going to see another attachment to the Bramblegast and big Ultra Ball here. If Maverick gets Rillaboom, which I think he would, if he just grabs Rillaboom, I think just the game is kind of over. He gets to, like, now he can start doing the jungle beat stuff, right? Where he gets, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Gonna grab the Rillaboom. Sorry, Voltage Beat is the name of the ability. Just get 2 grass energy out of the deck, put them on your Pokemon. Now Omar can't even try to stall on anything anymore. Like pulling that Tapu Bulu back up would have been nice, but don't get to even do that anymore because, all right, I'll just Voltage Beat onto the Tapu Bulu and I'll hit you for 220. Like, cool, man. Like, that's pretty good. And that's exactly what we're going to see. Just 2 energy on the Tapu Bulu. Big Evo press for knockout. 60 more damage coming onto the Torterra. 80 more damage coming onto the Torterra. But that's not even enough to knock out the Torterra here. So it like kind of doesn't matter. Big Iono. That's kind of nice. Omar now finally gets to, draw some more cards. Hopefully he can draw some Pokemon. So that way he can continue to play this game. Because if Omar finds 0 Pokemon, the game ends. He found Gengar, but he's going to need a way to discard the Gengar. And oh my gosh, that hand is not good. Gapejaw Bog. I guess Raihan is kind of nice for next turn. But that's like it. Like, I guess, Gapejaw Bog does something. I guess you have to bench the Blacephalon. And, unfortunate. Oh no, that's Giratina, not Blacephalon. Giratina. He gets to put 2 damage counters on it. That's cool. If he has a way to retreat the Abra, I would really love to see a retreat out of it, because then you can use the Distortion Door ability of Giratina next turn to get it back into play, and you're still in the game just a little bit longer. But unfortunately, it's gonna pass into the Abra. Maverick's gonna knock out the Abra. I mean, really, I don't even think Maverick needs to do anything anymore. Just like, yeah, sure, Marnie him, why not? I mean, getting rid of the Raihan is pretty bad for Omar, but also like that hand was pretty bad. So who knows? I don't think one Raihan is getting Omar out of this. So hopefully these 4 cards that he gets are some combination of like Pokemon and a good supporter and maybe like a Mystery Garden, draw some more cards or something would be kind of cool. And I think we saw Energy, Professor's Letter. Don't know how much we saw. We're just going to see, go up into the Tina. Teammates is in the hand. I actually think we do see Mystery Garden in the hand. Like, that's pretty cool, there is a world where Omar can draw a bunch of cards here, maybe, he puts up the Mystery Garden, maybe goes Teammates for Buddy Poffin plus something, and then he can draw 4 cards, and then, maybe there's a way. Just doesn't matter, right? I mean, Maverick has every attacker set up. He's got the Voltage Beat to get out of Meganium or Roselia if Omar tries to stall it. I guess the only hope is that Maverick overextended and he's got 2 grass as his last 2 prizes. Let me see, how many energy is Maverick playing? 3, 6. He's playing 10 energy cards, and we see 3, 4. We see 7 in play. So maybe 2 of them are in the prizes. Is one of them in the discard pile? Maybe. Like, that'd be pretty slick. Big Teammates. Let's see what he can even like what can Omar even grab here that gets him out of this? Like, maybe like there's nothing, man. Like, I'm sorry to hear it, but I guess like more Pokemon. Like, he's not dead this turn. That's my fault. Maverick's still at 2 prizes. Omar's going to get at least 1 more turn here. So I see him eyeing up some Pokemon recovery cards. I see him eyeing up like the Spell Tag, the Horror Energy. Like, maybe that can be Omar's game plan here, is if he can just put a bunch of damage counters in play. He can maybe knock out this Roselia, try to maybe really knocking out the Meganium, I think is kind of his best bet here. I mean, he's close to knocking out the Torterra. He needs to just get 50 more damage on the Torterra. So something like a Spell Tag, I think. I think Spell Tag is good. No, Spell Tag's only 40, right? Yeah, like Spell Tag's not good enough. So it's like, Vengeful Punch is also, I think, only 40 though, if I'm not mistaken. It's like not quite good enough. Like, he's got to put like Horror Energy and Spell Tag on it, which is like not good enough. It's really tough. I just don't see a good way for Omar to kind of put all of this into play here. I guess, like Vengeful Punch, if the Giratina If he knocks out Giratina with the Vengeful Punch on it, that means the Torterra has 10 HP remaining, which then means that if Omar can do something like, play a switching effect, then the like Guzma, like let's say he goes Guzma on the next turn, he could Guzma, pull up like the Meganium and then use Distortion Door, knock out the Torterra. So I guess maybe that's an option. Then that gets him a prize card and maybe that's good enough. And there's the monkey and puts 2 damage on the monkey. And we know that Omar has 2 dark energy prized, which means that taking that prize card could be relevant because then you can move that damage somewhere else. And maybe there's a way here going into the Azelf. Okay. Attacking with the Azelf. I like it. Floatstone rescue stretcher or a night stretcher here. So you get to a Zelf, which puts 2 damage counters on each Pokemon with damage counters on them. So that is going to mean that a Zelf is going to put 2 more on everything. If he has Spell Tag or Vengeful Punch in his hand, putting that on the Azelf is going to be pretty nice too, because then he does actually knock out the Torterra, which then gets him a prize card, which maybe is the Dark Energy, which then means you can Monkey kill the Roselia, and then if you Monkey kill the Roselia, then you take another prize card, and okay, I'm starting to see the vision here. I'm starting to see the vision, but I think I see what that's the Professor's Letter, and that I thought that was the new Mystery Garden. I think instead that is Risky Ruins, which is kind of just Gape-Jaw Bog, but for non-dark Pokemon, which is everything, right? So, yeah, Omar is just going to use the Azelf to put 20 more damage on each of Maverick's Pokemon. I don't even think Omar is on something like a TM Devo. I don't see Devo in the deck. Like, that would have been pretty sick here, is to Devo the Meganium, Devo the Bramblegast, Devo the Rillaboom, and maybe you could take a knockout, 2 or 3 knockouts that way. That would be a pretty sick way to maybe get back into the game here. And yep, you're going to see another attached onto the Bramblegast. I think we're at a point where Maverick, he just gets to keep Evo pressing for knockout here. If he wants to be cool, he could go into the Bramblegast and try to use, roll some dice, try to get some cheeky knockouts that way. I think that'd be pretty cool, but yeah, just why not? Just big Evo press, just bang, take another big knockout. Gonna go back up in the Giratina. It's got that Float Stone. Counter Energy is kind of cool. Okay, hold on. Counter Energy can go on the Monkey Dory, which then provides the Dark Energy needed to use Adrenabrain, and you can Mind Bend to then maybe confuse the Torterra. So then, you gotta flip for attack, and then Maverick retreats into Bramblegast and kills you anyway. But, maybe Maverick forgets. Maybe he thinks it's being asleep or being paralyzed and you can't retreat. Maybe Maverick forgets he can do that, you got to play to your outs, right? Yeah, I just don't think it's looking good here. I hate to be so pessimistic. I normally try to be he's got ways back into it, but it's just not looking great here. I'm trying to think if there's a way out, and I just can't see one. We know Maverick has access to enough energy that Omar can't stall anything in the active. We know that every attack is good enough. We are going to see the counter energy on the Monkey, which is cool because Omar's behind in prizes. The counter energy provides 2 of any color, so he gets to make it dark, and then it's double psychic for the Mind Bend. But that's kind of it. I think Maverick kind of just has game on board, and I would love to see Maverick maybe retreat into Bramblegast and just try to use, you gotta win with style, and then if you miss everything, you give Omar a homie turn, right, where he gets to get one more turn in, So I think that might be the best way to try to end this, I would imagine here. And I think we may be talking about. Yeah, I see we're kind of chatting with each other, but I think that's kind of where we're at for this game. Unfortunately, Omar did not just get going this game. He just kind of sat there for a little too long. Maverick was able to get kind of the perfect board state set up, and that is just kind of all there is to it there, right? Is that's what Grass is very good at. Grass is great at searching its evolutions, and that Sun-Drenched Shell of the Torterra really was just good enough. Got Maverick everything he needed, and just was able to run away with the game from there. So let's see what what Maverick ends, or what Omar ends up doing here. He can't even knock out the Bramblin or the Bramblegast. He needs 40 more damage. He can't knock out anything here. Yeah, it's like this is all just kind of for funsies at this point. I think we're just kind of being cute here. Yeah, dude, 60 on the Roselia. You need 10 more, and you can knock it out. You know, Distortion Door would be kind of nice, and then yeah, knocks out the Torterra with Mind Bend. Very cool. Gets Tulip. Tulip's great. Can help get some of those basics back, but I think we're gonna see it. Let's see how many heads Maverick can hit off of this Bramblegast. We're gonna probably, I would like, you got to go all in. You got a Voltage Beat, put 2 more energy on it, attach for turn. You know, I want to see some powerful needles happening here. I'm ready to see it, Maverick. Let's go. And yep, I think we are going to see oh man, we're going to just grab all the dice. Love it. Love it. Love it here. I think we got 4 energy. So we got 8 dice currently being rolled here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is 8 dice here on the table. So let's see how many heads Maverick can flip off of this powerful needles. Does 80 damage for each heads. And let's see here. And that is... I think we see 1 heads. 1 heads. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's see. He's got 1 more die. 1 fell off the table, and it is a head. So Maverick is going to take a big knockout here. Big powerful needles for 160. That is going to knock out the Monkey Dory. Yeah, very, very cool. Love to see getting to roll all those dice. You know, my favorite part of playing Pokemon is rolling some dice here. So that is going to do it for today's video. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you do all the things. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And answer me this. When you've had to roll dice for an attack, how many consecutive heads have you got in a row? Have you been able to Bramblegast for, 500 damage? Have you been able to Mega Kangaskhan for a whole bunch with the new Mega Evolution stuff? I don't know. Let me hear it. But with that, my name is Cody Hope, and I'm signing out.